This was the inaugural jump of the Jaguar E-Pace. Simply appearing was not enough, as the new Jaguar enters the Book of Guinness Records, redefining the term of launch. In front of journalists from around the world, an E-Pace performed the longest barrel roll ever, traveling 15.3 meters and rotating 270 degrees in the process, a stunt popularized by the James Bond movie The Man with the Golden Gun. Volvo announces that since 2019, its entire portfolio will be composed of electric vehicles, marking the end of its internal combustion engines. The Swedish brand will launch 5 electric cars between 2019 and 2021, 3 Volvo and 2 high-performance Polestar vehicles. These models will be accompanied by diesel-electric or petrol-electric hybrids. Håkon Samuelsson, president of the Gothenburg company, says that he was serious about selling 1 million electric vehicles in 2025. The Museum of Modern Art of New York acquired a 500 Series F, the most manufactured version of the Topolino, to include it in its permanent collection. The Fiat 500, which turns 60 this year, is one of the most loved and popular cars in history, mobilizing Italy since 1947 and thus gaining a space in the hearts of people. The Fiat, bound to the New York Museum, one of the more than 4 million cars manufactured between 1957 and 1975, has a 499cc two-cylinder engine that produced a meager 18 horsepower and yet somehow managed to reach 95 km per hour with 4 passengers in relative comfort. According to the museum representatives, the 500 was a masterpiece of design and a key element to demonstrate that quality design could be available to all while giving freedom to post-war Europeans. BMW will join the select group of manufacturers that race with official teams in Formula E. The German brand will compete from Season 5, which will take place between 2018 and 2019. The squad will be managed by the Andretti team, which was already sponsored by BMW since the current season, and their cars will race with a new powertrain designed by BMW i. The German company also provides a BMW i8 as a safety car and a BMW i3 as a medical car for all Formula E races. Renault celebrates 40 years in Formula 1, and to celebrate such an important milestone, they have decided to produce a Teapot that will make the nostalgic ones smile. The RS01 Teapot is decorated in yellow and black as the first F1 car of the brand. Also, an anti-roll bar like those of yesteryear can be seen. Why a teapot? Because at first, the RS01 was very unreliable and was out of several races because of such issues. Whenever the Renault engine gave up the ghost, it did so with a white smoke trail, reason why Ken Tyrrell of the namesake team baptized it Yellow Teapot, although the Gauls took that name with great humor and adopted it as an official. Only 40 units of this teapot will be produced, several of which will be used in the Parisian restaurant Atelier Renault at the Champs-Élysées. The French government chose the Peugeot 5008 as the official car of the French President Emmanuel Macron for his displacement in the military and presidential parade by the Champs-Élysées. This is the second vehicle that PSA Group presents to the new head of state, since for his possession he used a DS7 crossback with monograms and symbols of the French Republic. The 10th generation Accord 2018 was introduced in the US. A fastback body with a large chrome fascia and more entertainment equipment are the new features, while under the hood the 3.5-liter V6 will no longer be found. Its place will be occupied by a 1.5 or 2-liter 4-cylinder direct-engine VTEC turbo engines. The first of them produces 192 horsepower and the second, derived from the engine found in the Civic Type R, only detuned, achieves 252 horsepower. The Ohio-made Honda Accord 2018 weighs nearly 80 kilos less than the previous version and will arrive to the US dealerships in autumn. Hyundai grows a pair and launches the first car of its high-performance N line, the i30N, a GDI 2-liter turbo engine up to 275 horsepower, front-wheel drive and 260 pound-feet of torque, acts as heart and muscle. It even has an overboost function which increases the turbo pressure briefly to improve acceleration times by up to 7% and increase torque by 8% for a 0 to 100 km per hour in 6.1 seconds, while an electronic limited slip differential helps to distribute such amount of power. For the development of its chassis, Hyundai took its prototypes to the Nürburgring and tested them for more than 10,000 kilometers in order to refine electronic suspension adjustment, steering and overall mechanical reliability. This fast Hyundai will be manufactured in the Czech Republic, entering the European market, which seems not to be satisfied with Volkswagen Golf GTR, Seat Leon Cupra, Honda Civic Type R and Ford Focus RS. Now we need the Renault Megane RS to heat up the hot hatch market. For BMC News, Sebastián Peñuela.